Well, good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, whatever your current live situation is. Hello, YouTube. It's Jeffrey Kite back again with another episode of Kite's Curiosities, brought to you in part by Sojourney Travel. That's right, folks. Sojourney Travel, your #1 source for travel anywhere in the world. Small business located right here in the state of Georgia. You can reach out to my wife, Carla Parker-Kite. She'll schedule you a visit anywhere you'd like to go. Contact her at that telephone number, 770-356-4245. You can email her too at carla.parker-kite@sojourneytravel.com or reach her on the website, www.sojourneytravel.com/Carla. Suitcases, sightseeing, so journey with us. Sojourney Travel. So recently, I went to, as you saw in my previous video, a town called Madison, Georgia, a town that I've always wanted to visit since I was a little boy and when I first started learning about the Civil War and different things in our state. And the city of Madison has a very, very rich history of the citizens that have lived there, the old homes, as you saw, the 3 tours that we took. If you haven't seen that video, check out my previous video where we do some in-home tours of some of those pre-Civil War houses and some of the ones that were constructed in the post, Reconstruction era of our nation. Madison, it's just a beautiful town. If you get a chance to visit, go visit. And today, this video is part 2 of my trip to Madison, where I took a walking tour of some of the homes, the historic homes that are privately owned. You can't go in them because people own them. It's their homes, it's their, residence. So, but they do allow you to walk around and take pictures of them. And there's one road in particular, the Old Post Road in Madison, Georgia, that has some of the most grand homes you'll ever see and one of the most unique stories from the Civil War that you'll ever come across. Come on, journey with me. Check this out. Now, as we are here in Madison, there's a road that is known as Old Post Road. And in the city of Madison, Old Post Road was actually the old original postal route of the town during its beginning. So if you can imagine, take a trip back in time, 150, 200 years. I thought 200 years was a little bit too long, but it's actually, Civil War is fastly approaching 200 years of age, and this town is well over 200 years old. This road here would probably have been a dirt road with plantations and farms and houses on either side. And just imagine what life would have been like in this little community. And I'm gonna show y'all a beautiful home. Some of them you can see right now in this shot. That is on Old Post Road, the original road and original postal route of Madison, Georgia. Many of these homes are private residences that, we can't go in. And some, if you blow this up and take a quick look, they need some work done to them. Still though, I will say this, they are working hard in this town with the Historical Society to preserve and keep some of these homes before they are lost to history. This is the Jessup Atkinson Lindsay house, built sometime around 1820. I mean, a beautiful, sprawling estate. It's gorgeous. And something I noticed in front of this house, it really caught my eye. This piece right here. Let me get this side so you can see it a little better. Does anybody know what this is? Well, let me tell you. It's got a horse head on top of it, so that should give you an idea of what this is for. This is what you'd tie your horse to. Little latch right here. You can tie your horse to that in front of your carriage, or tie your whole carriage there, or wagon. Go through the gate right here, on up to the house. I love the fact that City of Madison has left little things like that as a reminder and a remembrance of our past. This beautiful estate here is known as Broughton Hall. Broughton Hall was completed, I'd say, probably somewhere around 1837. Again, private residence, we can't really go in, but that's okay. They let us take pictures and videos out here on Post Road. And again, they left a horse post right there. You would tie your horse, wagon, carriage, whatever you was traveling in right there. Walk through this gate, go up through them steps, right on into the front door. Love it. Just gorgeous, gorgeous piece of history. Here's the Stokes McHenry house that was built around 1820. Now, some of you folks might be saying to yourself, well, Mr. Jeffrey Kite, whatever y'all want to call me on this channel, this is all beautiful and everything, but how did these homes survive? Because in our history classes that we learned in school, we learned about Sherman's march to the sea. And history records that General Sherman and his troops started in the city of Atlanta and just went full on scorched earth and destroyed the entire state of Georgia, who was supplying the Confederates economically during the Civil War. How are these homes still here? Well, I'm about to tell y'all the story of Joshua Hill. See, Joshua Hill was he was a politician and he was an attorney. He was up in Washington, serving in, I believe, Congress or Senate. I can't remember which one it was. And left that office and went to a little town near here called Monticello, Georgia, and set up a law office, was an attorney there, was very successful, and then moved up here to Madison, 1840s, I think it was. But while he was in Congress, he got to know a lot of people, and one of the guys that he got to know and become good friends with was William Tecumseh Sherman. So fast forward to the 1860s, big Civil War battle in Lithonia, Georgia. Joshua Hill's only son was killed in that battle. Word got back to Joshua Hill. He said, well, I got to go retrieve my boy's body. I got to go retrieve my son and bring him back home, lay him to rest. And on his way to Lithonia, he stopped in Sherman's headquarters, and he said to him, hey, I know what you're about to do. You're about to go and really put a hurting on this state. Don't blame you. You do what you got to do to stop the war. Do what you think you need to do for your country. But I do want to make one request. When you come through Madison, Georgia, take whatever you want. Take whatever you want. Burn the infrastructure. Tear it down. Cotton gins, plantations. Take the food, water, supplies, whatever you need to do. But just promise me one thing. Just one thing. If you'll promise me this one thing, just please leave our homes and please leave our churches. Don't destroy those. If you can find it in your heart to do that for me, your old buddy. And Sherman was just so touched by this. He was just like nobody had ever stood up to him before. So he was like, well, I appreciate you coming by and talking to me. And I tell you what, when we get to Madison, not a single home and not a single church will be touched. And that, my friends, is why these homes stand to this very day. And folks, that story brings us to this house right here, the home of Mr. Joshua Hill. Attorney, representative, congressman, statesman, just what he did for this town is it's quite remarkable. No other town in this state survived. None. There's none. None of these homes pre-Civil War in the state exist, to my knowledge, except for in this town of Madison, Georgia. And you can come and you can tour these homes and visit them. Today is Sunday. A lot of the recordings you saw was done on Saturday. And, you know, we're not able to get into the Hill house today, but I did want to stop and let y'all get a look at this beautiful, sprawling mansion that was the home of the man who saved these beautiful homes, historic homes, here in this town. I think it's only fitting that Joshua Hill's house is right next to an area that is known as the Town Commons here in this community. The Town Commons basically is a square, a patch of land that was set aside by the Georgia legislature when they first established this community as the focal center point of town. The whole town of Madison evolved from this area right here. It all started right between these gates right here. And lots were sold around, all around the town commons along the old post road. And the town, you know, just grew bigger and bigger and bigger. Stopped during the Civil War because, you know, Sherman and his troops came through, or not Sherman. Sherman did not come through here. I'll tell that story in a minute. But men under the guidance of Sherman came through and wiped most everything out except for the homes that I told you about. But it all started right there. This little town, Mr. Hill's house. Everything started right there. If that land could talk, man, the stories it would share. So now, this is just me romanticizing the story. I can imagine closing my eyes and just imagine Joshua Hill coming out of this door, coming down these steps, coming down this walkway, coming down out here, getting out on the post road, and start walking. Start walking down this road. And as the story goes, I don't know if it was on this road or not, or where in this town, but I imagine, I imagine it would be somewhere on this road. Joshua Hill started walking. And he started walking and he started walking, and he could see, just kind of envision the troops coming down this road, or whatever road it was. He's walking by town commons. And somewhere along this road, he meets a general by the name of General Slocum. And he approaches General Slocum. He's probably on his horse, leading the troops. He stops General Slocum and he says, "Hey, I just want to remind you of the agreement that General Sherman and I had. We made it. We made that agreement in Lithonia. You guys won the Battle of Atlanta. You guys took it. You guys are ready to finally win the war. Take what you need. Burn what you want to. But do not touch these homes. Do not touch our churches. That was our agreement. Can you please follow through with your agreement? General Slocum, he remembered. He was like, oh yeah, that's right. That's right. We'll honor that agreement. We'll honor that request. And so General Slocum, he put soldiers out in front of every home that was here at the time. Every church that was here at the time. And told them, do not let anybody touch these buildings. But everything else, we got to take it out. And that's what they did. A man is only as good as his word. And no matter what you think about General Sherman, if you're a Southern sympathizer or you agree the North should have went full on scorched earth or not, or whatever side of the fence you're on, you gotta admit, keeping your word, it meant something back then. And today, I mean, people don't keep their word. And I think that's a lesson that we should learn in history, learn from history. That a man is only as good as his word. And if you make a word with somebody and you promise something, you need to uphold it. You need to keep your word. Thank you, Joshua Hill. Thank you for your boldness, your courageousness. Thank you, General Sherman. Thank you, General Slocum, for your compassion. I wish more people in our country and in our nation could live that way today and not be so selfish and stuck on self and all the other things that we grow tired of. And this is the Paul Peoples House, built sometime around 1909. And you can see there once was a little gate that went in between right here. I checked that out. Those aren't horse posts or tie downs. That was remnants of an old gate that was there. And this one, I thought I got all of the Civil War era homes filmed, but I missed one before I started doing the reconstruction homes. This is the Stagecoach House, built in 1810. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not because we're out on the main highway now, Highway 278. This is the Dr. Addison Key Bell house. This was built in 1895. Here we have the Madison Morgan Cultural Center. This was at one time a schoolhouse. And not many people know this, but famed actor and comedian Oliver Hardy. Y'all know Oliver Hardy from Laurel and Hardy? Oh yeah. He used to go to school here for a period of time while his family was living here in the city, and his daddy owned the hotel that was downtown and down the road here just a piece, which is where the old court, which is where the courthouse sits now. Across the street from the Madison Morgan Cultural Center is this stunning, beautiful mansion. This is by far is probably my favorite house because of that wraparound porch. I've always wanted a wraparound porch. I'll never be able to afford one on a house I have owned, but a man can dream. This is the what is it? Jessup. I can't think of the full name of it, but General George Jessup used to live here. And this house was constructed in 1820. This is another one of those pre-Civil War homes that survived during the March to the Sea campaign. Wow, I mean, those homes, I tell you, and that wasn't all of them. That was just the ones that I had time to go see on that walking tour. I showed you the main ones of the road that was on there, and just, you know, off on the main highway, and then another block over on this side. There's some more stunning homes over that way, but I mean, I tell you what, it was just a beautiful trip, beautiful city, and I hope to go back one day and be able to go into some of them. Maybe at Christmas time, I think they have a tour of homes. They have, I think in the spring, they have a springtime, a little get together and that kind of thing. So I encourage y'all to go down there. Contact my wife, Carla, Sojourney Travel. She can hook you up with that trip, or if you thinking about doing something more grand, all-inclusive resort, spring break's coming up, she can hook you up. She is right now booking an exciting trip to Scotland for some people that we know and some clients of hers. Just wherever you would like to go, reach on out to her. Contact her in that information page that I put up on this video, and I'll put her information down in the link below. We'll come back with some more videos. We'll look at some autographs, maybe some comic books, some antiques, whatever I can find. It's busy. We got 37 and a half days left of school here in the state of Georgia, for the most part, give or take, depending on what district you're in. It's going to be busy, so I might do one video a week, might be one video every 2 weeks. Who knows? But I'm ready for Memorial Day to come, because I'm ready to clock out. Well, tell me what you think about Madison. Y'all got plans to go? I sure hope so. It was good, and it was my pleasure to take you back in time. As always, folks, like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. Till next time, y'all take care. Now, have a good one. Bye.